welcome back to the Next Gen Nerd Podcast. I am the Next Gen Nerd, CJ Burrows. Glad to have you guys here with us. If you've been keeping track real time, I feel like I say this every episode. I meant to put another one out recently and didn't. The reason this time is because I'm currently sitting in 92 degrees of interior heat and would love to have some air conditioning in Florida. It hasn't happened though, so I have been trying to hide from being up here, but I love my son. And he said, "Dad, you're going up to record an episode of the Pull List Podcast. Can you please put up our next episode?" And I said, "Yes, son." So we are in still, how was it Miyazaki May? That was a previous series. Manga May. We are in Manga May, and we will continue to be in Manga May into June because we have this episode and Trace Moss that we're going to be putting up as well that go over some of my son's favorite manga series and us talking about them. And so this one, we're talking about Demon Slayer. I think that's what we're talking about, Demon Slayer. We recorded the interview forever ago. I think that was it. But glad to have you guys with us. So before we jump into that, just a couple things to recommend, talk about. I'm doing this all on the fly. I did not do my notes ahead of time like I typically do, but that's okay. We're going to have a good time anyways. So I just wrapped up the Pull List Podcast, and so I've got several of my comics here that were really enjoyable. I'm going to share the spiritual content from the last one, just so you guys have that, but also give you a few recommendations of things that I have enjoyed, because they're sitting right here. Number one, finished the Daredevil Born Again series, season 2, chef's kiss, wonderful. I had a buddy tell me, he goes, "Wait till you see Fisk in the last episode. If you thought he was brutal before, even more so." And he was not wrong, evil. But it was a beautiful picture of grace being given and all these kind of things. It is definitely not for kids. But if you like Daredevil, and I do, because I've been reading the current run. The last run was great until they introduced Killer Fungus. This one, we've got a weird villain that he's trying to figure out what's going on. Worth picking up and checking out Daredevil as well. But enjoy the series. Looking forward to the Punisher special event. That's also my list to check out this summer. Another one, which is, in the same vein, only slightly different. Absolute Green Arrow just came out, issue 1 this week. It was at the top of the charts this week. It is also not a kid-friendly issue, but it is, if you're not familiar with the Absolute Universe, this is an alternative universe where the heroes are all different. They've got different stories, things like that. I mentioned on the poll list Absolute Green Lantern, which is different in that their rings don't give them power, but there's this flame that gives them the different. Anyways, it's just different. It's different. It's weird. They're getting ready for the first crossover. Absolute Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Excellent. We were talking about how there are some comics you read, you don't know what's going on, and that's a problem. This one is good storytelling that I don't know what's going on, and I need to know what's going to be going on. So I'll be picking up the next several issues of this as well as they come out. But if you're wanting to get on the ground floor of Green Arrow, if you enjoyed the Arrow TV show, if you like, because this feels very much in that vein, darker, grittier. You failed this city, that kind of stuff. Like that's definitely this series. It's only one out so far. Funny enough, we were trying to come up with spiritual content, and I'm just going to pull up a single panel. There's this weird picture. Absolutely no, it's definitely odd of this victim they found. This boy, and I can't tell because it's a picture. Are those actual eyeballs or are those just tattoos of eyeballs? I don't know, but it made me think of an angel covered in eyeballs. But yeah, so Green Arrow, you can check that one out as well. Absolute Green Arrow, the good comic. The other one, this is my spiritual content for the week. It's Iron Man number 5. And so I'm going to share kind of what I had talked about in there for Iron Man number 5. So in this run of Iron Man, so we're only 5 issues in, Tony has built this competition where he's getting some of the best minds. He's figuring out who is the smartest, and he's going to give them like an internship, put some money behind their ideas. He wants to find somebody who's going to use. In his mind, he's wasted his potential on things that were not for the benefit of mankind. He's kind of being self-deprecating, and so he wants to find somebody who is as smart as he is that he can actually pour into to hopefully do some really great work, as kind of the general idea. But AIM comes in and kidnaps all the kids that were the young adults that were part of this competition, and is trying to create an evil Tony Stark. So let's put him in the exact same situation that Tony Stark was in that made Iron Man, and let's see if we can make him work for us. So that's kind of the arc here of the first several issues. In this one in particular, it's nearing the end of that first story. There's still pieces that they're going to have to wrap up. But what Tony Stark realizes is that the reason why he was able to do what he did was not because of just the circumstances he was in, but the people that he was around. That he was supported. He was supported in that bunker in the desert. He was supported by his dad. And so he's trying to create a similar situation. And so he takes many, he's willing to bring all of the ones that he had looked at for his competition and say, let's come in, let's work together. Let's work together because, in Tony's words, he's outdated, or he will become outdated, and he would rather be helping set up the next generation to carry that torch well, rather than y'all figure it out. And the reason this was my spiritual content is just because where my life is right now. So I guess a week and a half ago, I was told that I would not be returning to guidance at Lake Butler Middle School, which is really frustrating. I've worked really hard this year, and my initial fleshly reaction was, well, I ain't helping y'all with nothing. Don't call me and ask an email address. Like, don't ask nothing. That was my fleshly response, right? When things don't go your way, that's kind of how you respond. And given the time frame, it would be difficult for me to help in any way, shape, or form, because I was told with 5 days left of school, right, that a position that I thought for sure I was going to maintain next year is not going to be the case. And I remember I was in church last Wednesday, and our pastor was talking about a relay race, and he's talking about ministry and how you train people up to replace you in ministry. And he says that handing off of the baton, and then they take that next leg. And that in anything you do for the Lord, like, that's until the Lord comes back, like, that's how it goes. Like, you work and you hand it off. Your legacy, you hand it off, and they continue to pursue Jesus, right? So we talked about all those things. And in my mind, I'm going, I know that the Lord is calling me back into ministry. I'm not sure what that looks like. I'm excited. Yeah, Pastor Robbie, tell me what's going to happen. Give me a word of encouragement. My job is done. So, like, let's go ahead and move forward. And I was thinking ministry wise, and the Lord tapped me on the shoulder, Holy Spirit, as he does. And he says, I want you to pay attention right here. This is not for you and ministry. This is for you and what's going on at school right now. And I'm like, okay, all right, let me listen. And Robbie was talking about the handoff of the baton. And he said, when you have that baton, whoever has that baton, it is their responsibility to make sure that that handoff is successful. Not the person who's receiving it, the person who's handing it off, to make sure that it's a successful transition. And so that was definitely convicting for me to go, okay, I can't demand my own way. I can't put my head in the sand and say, let's just wait and see what happens when this blows up in your faces. If I'm going to honor the Lord, I need to make sure that this goes well. That's what would be Christ-like. And so now I've got to figure out how to help make this a good transition. So like Tony Stark was doing, the way he's making the good transitions, he's bringing people into his circle to go ahead and mentor. I'm trying to find ways to be able to assist in this transition from me in guidance to others in guidance, trying to work on that. So that's where I'm at right now. So if y'all are a praying people, if y'all love Jesus or pursuing him, pray for me. I'm not sure what the Lord wants me to do. The school has let me know that I definitely have a job there at the school. But I don't know. I don't know if this is the Lord's way of telling me that I need to turn and adjust. If this is a humbling, I don't know. But whatever the Lord wants to do, I want to be in the middle of it. And so if you will be praying with me as I go into 9 weeks of sitting and waiting, because now that I'm not in guidance, I have the entire summer to just see what the Lord's going to do. And I'm excited for that. So hopefully you're going to be excited with me. So there's some things to check out there. Other things that I watched and enjoyed. So I have VidAngel, and that allows me to filter out all kinds of stuff in movies. So I may enjoy the story, but I know there's content I don't want to see. When I was a kid, and a 5th grade kid, I was reading a book, a Bachman book, which was a pen name of Stephen King, and the book was called The Running Man. And the story was excellent. I never finished it as a kid. I finished it as an adult later. But I remember I was reading it because I wanted to see the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie by the same name, which is not good. It's terrible. It's late 80s action. That's what it is. But if you are familiar, they released a movie that was telling the story again. And I remember there were moments when I'm watching this and I cleared a whole bunch of content out. Like, I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to see any of that. I just want the story. And there were moments where it would get choppy because it was cutting out language or cutting out inappropriate things. And I got really frustrated at one point, and the Lord was like, "You didn't want to see any of this, right?" And I was like, "Nope, you're right. Okay, I can still see the story, understand the story, enjoy the story, and not have to deal with all the rest of the collateral stuff." So I enjoyed it in that way. If you go and get it on Amazon and watch it, don't be like, "Hey, the Next Gen Nerd said this was perfect for me to watch my second grader." That is not what I'm saying. But I did enjoy it. And if you have read the story and you want to watch the movie, you can fast forward. If you have read the story, you're going to watch the movie, and you want to have a little bit of a spoiler, this is your spoiler alert, spoiler warning. The ending in the book is no bueno. Did not enjoy the ending in the book. The ending in the movie, I enjoyed the ending in the movie. So just keep that all in mind. Keep that all in mind. But yeah, so that's something to watch. Also, something to play. I haven't played it yet, but I am looking forward to getting Marvel's Cosmic Invasion. I mentioned this on the Pull List podcast. I want to get it. I want to stream me and Zeke playing it. Me, Zeke, and probably Asher playing it. For those that don't know, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up like we used to play forever ago in the arcades. X-Men had one, Ninja Turtles had one, Simpsons had one. They recently released a game called Shredder's Revenge. I think it's Shredder's Revenge. And it's Ninja Turtles, 6 players, single console, on the same screen. Well, Marvel wants to get a taste of it, so they've created as well, and I'm looking forward to picking that up. There's 12 playable characters, plus the first DLC is Cyclops and the Thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those characters are and how I can enjoy it. So I can't really recommend it yet, but I bet you I'll be able to recommend it in a little bit. So yeah, so those are some things that are coming up with me. I'm excited to get into this interview. I'm going to actually get to watch it with you guys because it's been literally weeks since we recorded this, just so I can kind of see what's going on. But hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. So let's get nerdy. Well, here we are back again with my buddy Zeke, my little nerdling Zeke, and we are on week dose of Manga May. If you submitted a comment between the last episode and this episode, we're not reading it because we recorded these back to back, but that's okay. We are.
I switched shirts so you
we
guys
did
didn't think
little video magic, swap some shirts, add a hat, but it's right after the other one. Just trying to catch up on some things, but we will read them on the next one. So go ahead and get your comments in. Again, that's nextgennerdpodcast@gmail.com, and happy to read those comments on the air as long as they're appropriate. If you put like some stupid 6-7 garbage, I'll probably ignore it. But if it's something that's appropriate.
Also, if you go to our school and you don't have like a home email, you can just email his school email.
Don't tell them to do that.
Is that one?
No, boo, no school stuff. But I'll say this: no school stuff. But I'll say this: if you submit a comment, I'm gonna draw some names, and I may bring some Next Gen Nerd swag with me. I got some pins, I got some stickers, I got some magnets. You can't get the pillow with my face on it though. That's for my office alone. But if you submit a comment, we'll go ahead and there's a good chance you'll get some swaggity swag.
Enter you into a drawing.
Yes, into a drawing. So Ezekiel, we talked about manga, what manga is last week. So we're not gonna do that. But let's do this. Why don't you give me one more nerdy interest, and that way I can pick on you about that being a nerd, and then we'll jump into our manga for the day.
So another nerdy interest that I've been having recently is I really enjoy D&D. Right back here, I actually have my sack full of D&D dice back here, but it's holding this up, so sorry, you guys can't have it.
Nice. I am also into D&D. I've actually been thinking about doing some Twitch streaming where I would collaboratively do a D&D storyline like together. So like you could spend some bits and get to name a character and things like that. Trying to figure out what that would look like. I like D&D as well. Zeke's on board. We also talked about doing a Discord D&D campaign over the summer, so if that's something that interests you, let us know, because now that we know that Zeke and I can do Discord at the same time in the same house, then we may be able to do some Discord D&D stuff. So he's excited. All right, so yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, love it. I was trying to see if I have any Dungeons and Dragons things. I got some dice over here.
I have something.
You got something?
I got my little dragon thing over there.
Why don't you go get your little dragon thing, and then I am seeing something in my backdrop that I am also going to highlight. So,
wait, let me try to guess what it is. Oh, is it the Yeah, I see it.
Go get your stuff, man. Go get your stuff.
The Funko Pop in all of its glory.
In all its glory, a dragon for Dungeons and
Can you guys hear
Dragons.
me? All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna add this to the backdrop because we need more stuff.
There you go. Wonderful.
I didn't have a whole lot of Demon Slayer stuff.
Yes. And you only have one book. But so for me,
Yeah.
this whole box up here is my Dungeons and Dragons / fantasy themed stuff.
I knew it.
So I've got right here is a 10 by 10 glass mosaic made by Mosaic Fan Art. Go check him out. He's got some awesome stuff he's made over the years, and it's Dungeons and Dragons the logo right here. You can't see it because my dice bag is in the way. This is not actually a Dungeons and Dragons character. That's Willow Ufgood from the Willow Show, but this is
that's practically a Dungeons and Dragons show.
Pretty close. We've got Driss Do'Urden and we have Guinevere here. Two of my favorite characters from Dungeons and Dragons books. I just finished rereading the Icewind Dale trilogy. Now I have to jump into the next one, which I can't remember the name of that one was. I think I have the quadrilogy of that over here. I have to figure out what it's called. But yeah, I've been reading those and enjoying those. I do like Dungeons and Dragons as well. So, Zeke, what is our manga this week? You already said it a few times, but say it again.
We're going to be doing Demon Slayer, right?
Demon Slayer.
I only have one volume, but currently it's like one of my favorite one in anime form.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of that. I'm almost on to the final season, and then I'm excited for whenever the other two movies come out. The other movies come out, right? Oh, also, this was made for me by my dad's friend Hector Murray.
Mm-hmm.
It's Zenitsu, which is one of my favorite characters from Demon Slayer, along Muichiro.
Yep, check him out. Faith and Fandom 180. He's got several podcasts as well, and he and I do the Pull List podcast together. And he's written several devotions on Demon Slayer as well as some of his books. So yeah, talking about Demon Slayer. So give us like the 2 to 3 sentences that this is what it's about, and 2 to 3 sentences why you loved Demon Slayer.
So first we're going to do what it's about. So Demon Slayer is about this guy named Tanjiro. That's this guy right here, if you guys can see him. Mm-hmm. Can you guys see him all right? Right? And so in the first chapter, this isn't a ease into the problem thing. It's like, it happens. His entire family is slaughtered by demons, except for his little sister Nezuko, who is turned into a demon. So now he's going on this journey. He's become a demon slayer, and he's going on this journey in order to try to find a cure to turn her back into a human, right? And he's like very caring, has a very strong head, it's pretty cool.
And a strong nose. And he's a
strong. That's not his nose. That's his. Oh yeah, he has good sense of smell.
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
But he does have a very hard head.
Yes. So why did you love this story?
Right. I loved this story for so the storytelling, right, is very good, and the way that it's told, and also the anime does it justice. The manga doesn't have the best art, but the anime is peak animation, right? Also, I really enjoy the action-packed battle scenes. For example, Rengoku versus Akaza, rest in peace. But that very intense scene, that really hyped up the show, you know?
Yeah.
Also, the breathing styles are really cool. Because while in the first volume you only really get to see water breathing, there's correct me if I'm wrong, 19 different styles of breathing, and it's really fun to see the different ways that they're used in the different characters and how they embody those breathing styles.
Nice. So I got to read the first volume, enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the big brother protector dynamic. I wonder why I really enjoyed that. I don't know. Maybe I can identify with it.
Because you are a big brother to two other people.
But there's also a lot of mystery too, which I enjoyed the mystery there. I enjoyed It's very Japanese folklore, folktale esque in the storytelling, which I enjoyed. And some it reminded me in a lot of ways of Chrono Trigger, which is one of my favorite games of all time. I did an episode on that a little while back, which was a Japanese role playing game, and so there's definitely some similarities there. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I could see why you would enjoy it as well. I've not watched the anime at all. I don't have time right now, but maybe over the summer I'll have more time to do that. Maybe we'll see. I could probably get it on my phone while I'm doing like scheduling, have it playing while I'm doing scheduling. Maybe do that. Who knows? So, did you have any questions on this one? Set up, ready to go?
I have 5 that I literally pulled
Perfect.
up like 2 seconds earlier because I knew that you were going to ask for more questions.
Yes, I like questions. I love good questions.
So the first question is, Volume 1 introduces a very unique dynamic where Tanjiro shows intense empathy towards demons, even holding the hand of the one who killed his family at even holding the hand of the one who killed his family as they die. No, that's not right. The demon that he held the hand of was not the one who killed his family. That's wrong.
Okay.
Even as he watched the demon die. Do you think this intense kindness is a necessary strength for a protagonist, or is it a liability in a world as cruel as this?
Hmm. What do you think?
I think the whole empathy as strength thing, because, like, if you know of what the Tanjiro effect is, you know, Tanjiro basically makes everyone happy and gets a whole bunch of friends, right? So, he has that strength, he has the strength in numbers due to his friendliness and kindness. And also, um, his empathy causes other people to feel at ease with him. And all, yeah, so yeah, it's strength. Empathy is strength. It's not a liability.
Yeah. Um, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. From a Christian perspective, the idea of loving one's enemies is kind of strongly found in Scripture, right? Um, I don't know that I would want to hold the hand of the devil while he was dying, but more power to him. But no, I think it is good. One of the things that I really appreciate about the villains here, the villains at one point typically were good, and then they were corrupted, right? And so as a Christian, thinking,
And Demon Slayer?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so thinking of that from a Christian perspective, the idea that we are humans corrupted by sin, and that leads us to do worse and worse and worse things, and wanting redemption, all those things. So yeah, I can say that it's definitely not. I don't think it's a liability any more than blind rage is a liability. If you were to kill everything, then he would have killed his sister in that first book, and it would have been a sad story. But he had empathy for his sister and empathy for others. So no, I don't think it's a liability. I think it is strength to be able to say I can feel what others are feeling and do something about it. So no, I agree. I think it's good.
Right.
Yeah. Question number 2.
Nezuko, which is his sister, defines all expectations for a demon by retaining her humanity and protecting her brother. How did her immediate transformation in Chapter 1 change the stakes of the story? And what did it tell us about the nature of demons versus humans?
Mm. I think it shows a. It's difficult because she does retain some of her humanity, but it's almost like there is this strong shift point, right? Like who they were before and who they are now, um, and so I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. Definitely that. Even though it's almost like it's a disease. It's almost like the demonism is a disease, right? That's infected them, and maybe there are moments where they're able to fight back past that disease, but they're still infected. They still have it. There's not a cure,
Right.
right? Or at least not that I know of right now. And so,
I know what they're trying to find. They're trying to figure out if there is a cure.
right. So that's my thoughts. That it's the relationship there is that it's like a disease that they're succumbing to.
Yeah. I think that the reason why Nezuko doesn't like eat humans is like the rare thing of where she gets all her energy by sleep, which is really just plot armor. that stopped her from eating Tanjiro. But also instead of thinking that's Palmer, we could also think that it's the fact that they had such a strong sibling bond that caused that.
Mm,
Right? Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Nope, I think it's good. Question 3.
In the first, oh, I gotta pull this out for this one. So in the first chapter, Giyu Tomioka, one second, I gotta pull him up. This dude. Do you see him?
Yep.
That's Giyu Tomioka. Right? You remember what he did?
Was he the one that sent him to the sage? That sent him to the old man?
To Ugo Kodaki's house? Yeah. So in the first chapter, Giyu Tomioka decides not to kill Nezuko, breaking his own code as a demon slayer. How did that single moment of mercy define the narrative of the entire first volume?
Hmm. I think the narrative of the whole first volume is that there's more to learn. There's more to learn. There's more to understand. There's more to know. Right? The challenges that that he faces, trying to even become a pupil of all those things. Like it's just there's more to learn. There's more to understand. There's more to see. There's more to all those kind of things. And so I think that that moment of compassion was maybe there is something different here. Maybe there is something that I could learn here. So yeah, that's how I think so. I think it shows that we can always take a moment to understand. We should take a moment to understand rather than act first. Let's seek understanding. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Um, so I'm gonna do question 4 now, and I'm gonna skip question 5, and I'm gonna give you another question, which I think is better.
Okay.
Because I didn't really like question 5 a whole lot.
You didn't even have to say this. You just made it up because you're the question asker.
Tanjiro was forced to become a demon slayer almost immediately after losing his family, jumping into harsh training with Sakonji Uokodaki. How did you react to the rapid escalation from a peaceful life to being a soldier in the Demon Slayer Corps?
It's a trope as old as time. It's a character story as old as time that he is now part of a world he didn't know existed before, or at least didn't understand the extent of it before. And in order to live in that world, he has to have certain tools and skills. To send that character out into the world of demons without proper training would be negligible, right? Like it would be negligible. Negligence. Anyways, it would be bad to do. So yeah, he has to learn how to defend and protect because he's now living in that world. So it didn't phase me because I'm going, yeah, he needs to understand how to carry himself now. Kind of like Luke and when he gets his lightsaber, right? Like you now know how you have to learn how to handle this thing because this is a dangerous weapon. You're in a dangerous place. You need to learn these things. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. He had to. It didn't shock me.
All right. So the next question, I gotta find. There's a whole lot of pictures I gotta find because I don't know if you'll remember these names. Um. So how can we compare the hand demon? Can you see that?
Yep.
That demon? How can we compare the hand demon Sabito and Makomo to Jesus, to like that whole aspect? Because I had my own thoughts on that whenever I made up that question, but I want to hear your personal thoughts on how we can compare the hand demon Makomo and Sabito to Jesus.
So remind me about what is the hand demon? What does the hand demon do? All those things.
So the hand demon was actually captured by Urokodaki in his prime, right? So he made it his mission that and was taken into final selection. So he made it his mission to eat every single one of Urokodaki's students, right? Which was easily distinguishable because Urokodaki gave all of his students a fox mask. So the hand demon actually ended up killing Makomo and Sabito, right? Because they were his students, and Tanjiro has been the only one of his students to actually like survive past final selection. That's why Urokodaki didn't want him to go. So how do we compare Sabito, Makomo, and the Hand Demon to Jesus
You know,
and
I'm
that whole
having
aspect?
I'm having
Bible.
trouble making those connections. Why don't you share with me the connection you had, and I'll respond to what you've seen.
So what I personally thought was like we could think of Urokodaki as Jesus, the Hand Demon as Satan, Sabito and Makomo as people who fell into the darkness, and then we can think as Tanjiro as like a true believer who like fought against the darkness, who like prayed and repelled against sin. But Sabito and Makomo, they fell into the darkness, they fell into sin, right?
Yeah.
That was my personal thought
No, I like it.
process.
I like that idea. Um, so why is the old man Jesus?
Well, I was just thinking the fact that the hand demon is trying to eliminate all of Urokodaki's students, which can basically be like Jesus is like
Mm,
us to Jesus, like we're Jesus's children. That's what I thought there. He because Satan goes specifically for the people who are like strongest in faith. He tries to bring those down, right?
mm.
So that was what I thought through there, right?
Let me make a little bit of a shift here. It reminds me of the parable of the vineyard workers, where a man made this beautiful vineyard and he left workers there to tend it, and then he sent a servant to go and collect his wages, his what he had earned from that vineyard, and the workers beat up the servant and sent him home. And so he sent another servant, sent another servant. Eventually, they killed the servants, and finally, he sends his son to go because surely they won't kill his son. And when he gets there, they kill his son, right? And so there, Jesus was talking about the prophets, right? That the prophets had come and shared the message, um, and some of them were killed and beaten and whatever else. And so thinking about that, if Urodaki is that the old man?
Yes.
So if that was maybe God the Father and the Sabuto and the other one whose name was
Makomo?
Makomo, were like prophets, right? Coming before the actual chosen one, right? Before the son, before the true heir, whatever you want to phrase that, and were destroyed. The only difference is that Jesus was killed, but then rose from the dead. That did not happen in this story. But no, I like that. I like the idea of pressing against the darkness. The current run of, well, not current run, the only run of Absolute Superman has a fear monster that like consumes people. So thinking about all those different
You told me
hands,
about this too.
yeah, and so it's also very similar in that Superman has to free them from being consumed and part of that monster. So it reminds me of that as well. Reminds me of that as well. No, I like those questions. I like those questions. Um, so let's talk about this book. So you've got one volume, okay? You've watched the cartoon, sorry, the anime. Now that you've watched the anime, do you have a desire to continue reading, or do you feel like you've already enjoyed the story enough by watching the anime?
Well, I haven't completed the anime yet, and I do want to keep continuing to collect this story, but I would much rather collect more Blue Lock volumes
Yeah,
and collect more of the other series, even though I still have interest in this one, but I have other ones that are higher priority right now, you know?
I got you. I got you. Okay, so let's before we get into our tier rating system, what are maybe a couple strengths and a weakness, or a strength and a couple weaknesses you have for this book?
So a weakness for the book is, like I said before, um, this one out of the selection has definitely has the worst art.
Mm,
Um, but right? So that's a weak point in the story. But a few high points is I like the diverse breathing styles because while we have and the different takes on it, because like with flower breathing, which is much later in the story, like with that they can like use that for like supervision. I don't know all the details about it, but like, and I think that's pretty cool, right? And then with but like I also like how whenever they use serpent breathing, most of the attacks are in like a swivel pattern, right? Kind of like a serpent. And I just like the big diversity between the different styles, you know?
I got you. I got you.
Another
You're good.
um another really high point that I would say is I really enjoy the different like personalities of the characters, right? I like how Tanjiro is very kind and abides by the rules, while you don't know this guy yet, but Inosuke, he's very rigid and he's a little ruder, you know?
I got you.
You don't know who that is, but
No, I don't. But I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Okay. So Zeke, if you're going to put this on in a tier, what tier are you putting it in?
so SABCDF.
Yes.
I'm only gonna do one in each tier, so that leaves me one tier free.
You don't have to. You don't have to do that. I'm going to put several of them in the same tier. It's your choice how you want to do your rankings, though.
So I'm gonna put this one in B tier.
Okay. Alrighty.
Right, and I'm keeping Blue Lock in S tier.
Nice.
So right now, Blue Lock S tier, Demon Slayer B tier.
I got you. Okay. I'm going to put it in my A tier. I'm gonna put it above Blue Lock. I'm gonna put it in my A tier. So
Okay.
as I mentioned earlier, the things that drew me to it, A, do you remember what one of the things that I didn't like about Blue Lock was?
That it felt more like down to, it felt more like normal. This could actually happen in real life. Well, and I'm guessing like now, like there's no demons, there's no breathing styles.
Oh, there's demons, but and maybe breathing styles, but it definitely feels like a different world that I'm used to. Right, this definitely feels different, even though it's set in the past. It still feels different. So there's that. Another
What I
thing.
mean by demons is no like actual physical demons that you can like slice the head off and then they burn off into the sun.
We'll see. We'll see. Yes, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Second was it was hard for me to tell the difference between the Blue Lock characters. And they gave us handy dandy masks and birthmarks to be able to tell the difference between these characters. So it was helpful for me to be able to see and go, okay, those are different people. So I enjoyed those things. I would just say the one weakness was it did feel a little slow-ish at times, kind of get through the story. But still, I enjoyed it. I read it. We were on vacation, and so took it with me to the pool, read it by the pool. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
So, would you want to read more of this series? And before you answer, whenever you read the first volume, like the next day, you were like saying, "Oh, it's only about like $190 for the whole entire box set." So that makes me think that this is gonna be a little higher up on your list of you want to continue.
Yeah, so definitely I would enjoy reading more. And again, the brother sister aspect, the protective older brother, definitely is appetizing, is intriguing to me. So yes, I would definitely enjoy continuing reading this one. Yes, I would. So it's above Blue Lock for me. Is it the reverse for you?
Yeah, I have B for Demon Slayer, S for Blue Lock. You have B for Blue Lock, A for Demon Slayer.
Nice. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so that's those are my thoughts. Any last thoughts on Demon Slayer?
I wish I could munch on a donut right now.
Speaking
Those who know, you'll know.
Speaking of sweets, I was waiting for the song about the soda pop. Or why was there no song for soda pop?
What do you mean?
There's no song for soda pop. Isn't this the thing where the soda pop thing is? My Little Soda Pop?
What do you mean?
I was trying to pretend like I didn't know the difference between Demon Hunter and Demon Slayer.
Oh.
Yeah, but you okay. Ruined it. You ruined it. I'll probably cut this out.
I was actually low-key confused on what you were trying to do, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. My Little Soda Pop. All right, so Did I embarrass you enough yet?
I need to bring up a picture of the udon from Demon Slayer. 1 second.
Okay, you do that.
Because the other day you had the udon.
I did.
Sorry.
The other day. It was many, many, many minutes ago. It was yesterday. This is great podcast right here. Silence. He's just looking at you. Look something up on the phone.
This udon. Oh. Can you see that?
Back it up just a little bit. Back it up a little bit. Man, it's really bright. It's hard to see, but I believe it exists. Are you going to turn the brightness down a little bit? Oh, now I can see it. Yeah, that looks nothing like my udon.
Yeah.
Nothing. Mine actually looked better, and I think probably tasted better. That was good. All right, so again, if you have a comment, make sure you send it to nextgennerdpodcast@gmail.com. We'll share on the next show.
We'll read it in our next one.
Yeah, we'll read it in the next one. We may even get you some Next Gen Nerd swag, swiggity swag, and it'll be a good time. So yeah, Zeke, thanks for coming on, man. We'll see you in 7 days. 7 days later. Thank you guys so much for watching the show or listening to the show with us. If you are currently watching it, you can also find it in audio formats anywhere you get podcasts. If you do that there, please leave a comment so we can go ahead and share that on the show, or leave a review so we can share it on the show. If you are listening to it and you want to watch it, you can find this at youtube.com/nextgen_nerd or at nextgen_nerd and watch it there. And the same thing. Subscribe there, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment so we can share that comment on the show. We would love to hear your thoughts as well. And we're going to be doing more this summer because, like I said, hopefully the air conditioning will be working soon, and I'm going to be home for 8 weeks looking for stuff to do. So looking forward to being able to chat about some things that are coming up, and so I'll have more details in the weeks to come. So I think that's just about everything for this episode. So until next time.
Peace out, Seacrest.